You are listening to the Primitive Intelligence Podcast, bonus episode 10, The Superstition of Whistling in the Woods. I'm your host, Kurt Zitzelman, and in this bonus episode, it's another one based on a listener comment. This time, it wasn't a question as much as it made me question. At Kim Hinshaw 7658 commented on a short I did on YouTube about the demon donkey of Bangladesh, saying, "Why my kids and I never whistle in the woods." Now, I had heard this phrase before, but never gave it much thought. So I looked into it, and this is a little of what I found. Whistling in the woods, a seemingly innocent act, right? But in many cultures around the world, it's seen as a bad omen. Let's take a look at the reasons behind some of these beliefs. There is a lot of folklore. Many cultures have their own unique takes on why whistling in the woods is considered bad. In Slavic folklore, whistling is believed to summon evil spirits or demons. The eerie sound of a whistle cutting through the silent woods can attract these malevolent entities, leading to misfortune or even getting lost. The forests of Eastern Europe are steeped in ancient folklore, with each rustling leaf and creaking branch whispering tales of old. Among these tales is a strong belief shared across Slavic cultures: whistling in the woods is a bad omen. But why is this belief so prevalent? In Slavic folklore, the natural world is imbued with spirits, both benevolent and malevolent. These spirits inhabit forests, rivers, and even the air itself. One of the most feared spirits is the Leshy, a guardian of the forest. The Leshy is a complex figure, often depicted as a tall man with a green beard. He can shapeshift into various forms, including animals and even humans. The Leshy is known to be very protective of his domain, and it's said that whistling can attract his attention. While not always malevolent, the Leshy is mischievous and unpredictable, leading travelers astray and causing them to lose their way. But the Leshy isn't the only spirit one might encounter. There's also Rusalka, water nymphs who are believed to dwell near bodies of water within the forest. While they might appear beautiful and alluring, Rusalka are often vengeful spirits of women who died prematurely or violently. They are said to lure individuals with their enchanting songs and laughter, often leading to a watery demise. Whistling is an intrusive and unnatural sound. It's thought to provoke these spirits, causing them to become hostile. Another malevolent entity in Slavic folklore is the Bannock, the bathhouse spirit. While the spirit typically resides in bathhouses, the belief extends to the woods where isolated bathhouses might be found. The Bannock dislikes loud noises, including whistling, and might react violently if disturbed. The fear of whistling isn't just about spirits, though. It's also deeply connected to the cultural relationship with nature. For many Slavic peoples, the forest is a sacred space, a place where the physical and spiritual worlds intertwine. Making loud noises like whistling is seen as a sign of disrespect to the natural order and the beings that inhabit it. This respect for nature is a common thread in many Slavic traditions, emphasizing harmony and coexistence with the environment. The act of whistling is sometimes believed to mimic the sounds made by witches or sorcerers when casting spells. In the medieval Slavic world, magic and the supernatural were integral to understanding the unknown. Whistling then becomes an act fraught with potential danger, as it might unintentionally summon dark forces or bring about a curse. These beliefs have persisted through generations, woven into the cultural fabric of Slavic societies. Even today, in rural areas of Eastern Europe, you might find people who adhere to these ancient superstitions, avoiding whistling in the woods out of respect and caution. But then we look at Japan. They have similar beliefs. Whistling at night, especially in the woods, is thought to attract snakes or yokai, which are supernatural beings. The idea is that the sharp sound of a whistle mimics the calls of certain creatures, thereby drawing them to you. Japan, with its dense forests, misty mountains, and deep cultural reverence for nature, is a land where the spiritual and physical worlds intertwine seamlessly. Among the myriad of superstitions and beliefs, one that stands out is the idea that whistling in the woods, particularly at night, can bring about misfortune. Well, let's take a look at the origins and implications of this belief in Japanese folklore. In the Japanese culture, whistling at night is often said to attract, like I said, the yokai, a term for supernatural beings or spirits. These entities come in many forms, from mischievous to malevolent, and the belief in their presence is deeply ingrained in Japanese tradition. One of the yokai that whistling might attract is the tengu. The tengu are part human, part bird creatures, often depicted with red faces and long noses. They are considered protectors of the mountains and forests, but can be quite dangerous if provoked. Whistling is believed to draw their attention, and encountering a tengu can lead to mischief or even peril, as they are known to play tricks on travelers and lead them astray. Another entity believed to be attracted by whistling is the kitsune, or fox spirit. Kitsune are shapeshifters, capable of taking human form, and are often portrayed as tricksters. While some kitsune are benevolent, others are, you probably guessed it, mischievous or even malevolent. Whistling might summon a kitsune, leading to encounters that can range from playful deception to dangerous situations. The belief also extends to the kuchisake onna, or the slip-mouthed woman. This yokai appears as a woman with a mutilated face, often hiding her disfigurement behind a mask. According to the legend, she approaches individuals asking if they think she's beautiful. Depending on the answer, her response can be deadly. Whistling at night is thought to catch her attention, bringing her wrath upon the unwary. Beyond yokai, whistling at night is also believed to attract snakes. In Japanese culture, snakes hold a dual symbolism. They can be protectors linked to the gods and revered in shrines, but they are also seen as ominous creatures. The sound of whistling is thought to mimic the hiss of a snake, thereby drawing them closer. This belief is particularly prevalent in rural areas where encounters with snakes are more common. But why the fear of whistling at night specifically? The night in Japanese culture is a time when the boundary between the physical world and the spirit world becomes thin. Darkness brings about a sense of mystery and potential danger, making it a time when spirits and yokai are the most active. Whistling, with its sharp, piercing sound, disrupts the natural silence of the night, potentially invoking the ire of these supernatural beings. This belief also ties into broader themes of respect and harmony with nature. In Japan, there's a strong cultural emphasis on maintaining balance with the natural world. Loud noises like whistling are seen as disruptive and disrespectful, not just to other humans, but to the spirits that inhabit the landscape. This superstition has permeated through modern Japanese society as well. Even today, you might hear people cautioning against whistling at night, especially in rural areas where traditional beliefs hold strong. Whether taken literally or as a cultural cautionary tale, the belief serves as a reminder of deep respect for the unseen and the unknown that is a hallmark of Japanese culture. So, Asia, Europe, very similar beliefs. Now, let's not forget about indigenous beliefs in the Americas. In many Native American traditions, the woods are considered sacred spaces, inhabited by spirits and ancestors. Whistling is often seen as a way to disrespect these spirits, potentially angering them and bringing bad luck upon the whistler. The forests of North America have been home to diverse Native American tribes for thousands of years, each with its own rich tapestry of myths and spiritual beliefs. Among these, the caution against whistling in the woods stands out as a common thread. In many Native American traditions, the natural world is alive with spirits. The woods in particular are seen as sacred spaces where the physical and spiritual realms intersect. Sounds very familiar, doesn't it? Whistling is often considered an act that can disturb this delicate balance, attracting the attention of spirits and other supernatural entities. One of the most well-known figures in Native American folklore is the wendigo. This malevolent spirit, often associated with cannibalism and insatiable hunger, is said to roam the forests of the northern United States and Canada. Whistling at night is believed to summon the wendigo, whose eerie cries and whispers can lead unsuspecting individuals deeper into the forest, ultimately resulting in their doom. Another important figure is the skinwalker, or Yi Naldalushi, in Navajo tradition. Skinwalkers are said to be witches who can transform into animals and take on other forms. They are feared and respected for their dark powers, and whistling at night, especially in areas known for skinwalker legends, attracts their attention, putting one at risk of an encounter with these dangerous beings. Many tribes also hold beliefs about little people, variously known as Pukwudgies and Manigishi, I'm probably mispronouncing those, or other names depending on the region. These small elusive beings, much like what we've heard from the Slavic beliefs and the Japanese beliefs, can be malevolent or they can just be mischievous. Whistling is believed to draw them out, leading to pranks that can range from harmless to harmful, such as getting lost or losing valuable items. In addition to specific spirits, whistling is also seen as a sign of disrespect to the ancestors and the land itself. Whistling is thought to disrupt the peace and harmony of these spaces, angering the spirits and bringing bad luck. The belief also ties into the broader cultural values of respect and humility. Many Native American cultures emphasize the importance of living in harmony with nature, showing reverence for the land and its inhabitants. Whistling, as a loud and intrusive sound, is seen as an act of arrogance in breaking the natural silence and tranquility of the woods. Another practical aspect of this belief is rooted in the wisdom of survival. The woods can be dangerous. With predators and other hazards lurking in the shadows, whistling might reveal one's location to these dangers, whether animal or human. Thus, the caution against whistling serves as a reminder to remain vigilant and respectful of any environment. In some tribes, it's believed that whistling at night can call forth ghosts or wandering spirits, leading to haunting experiences. And this belief reflects a broader caution about the power of sound and the unseen forces that inhabit the world. These superstitions have endured through generations, passed down through oral traditions and cultural teachings. Even today, in many Native American communities, elders might advise against whistling in the woods, blending ancient wisdom with modern life. But it's not just about spirits and creatures. There's a practical side to the superstition as well. Whistling can disturb the natural peace of the forest, startling wildlife, and breaking the serene connection one might have with nature. Hunters, for instance, avoid whistling to keep from scaring away their prey. Like stated a minute ago, whistling is believed to attract attention. For example, it could reveal your presence to predators or even other humans with ill intentions. The superstition isn't just limited to the woods. Many sailors believe whistling on a ship can bring about a storm, while miners think it can cause a cave-in. It's all about respecting the environment you're in, whether it's the deep forest or the open sea, or in mines and caves. So why do these superstitions persist? Part of it's cultural. Stories passed down through generations to instill a sense of caution and respect for the unknown. The woods, with their mysterious and often unpredictable nature, are a perfect breeding ground for such beliefs. What is it about the sound of whistling? Does it have more power than we believe? We just looked at folklore from 3 continents and the open sea, and there are definite similarities. Why do people believe that whistling can bring such danger and or bad luck? Does it trace back to a more primitive time when we weren't even close to the top of the food chain and staying hidden was surviving? And to stay hidden, you had to stay quiet. Let me know your thoughts at podcast@primitiveintelligence.com, or if you're watching on YouTube or Rumble, you can comment down below. Would you whistle in the woods? Do you think there's anything to the superstition? I'd love to hear your thoughts. That's going to do it for me for this bonus episode. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the upcoming season 7. Enjoy the rest of your week. See ya.